They said, you know what? Hey, we all might be dead, but we can go out with the satisfaction of knowing that Florida went first.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit that on that part, I thought, well, no, is that a big loss, really? No. I mean, if it stops right here, the country can come together.
Yeah, man. What's it, Carl? What is this thing called? Clark. Yeah, you know, we can all at least thank Clark for that. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. Gerard Butler. Let's talk about our boy Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler been around to see a lot of things blow up.
He has.
He saw Washington blow up.
Yep.
And then London. Explosions followed his ass over to jolly old England. Blew that shit up.
Didn't he have another one in that series?
Well, you know, that's what people are saying. They say there was another one, but then there was another one. People said, well, it was only a matter of time, because I said, you know, with so many explosions just following this dude around, it's only going to be a matter of time before he's just around for the whole world to explode. And people said, yeah, he already did that. You forget.
There's potential for catastrophic weather events on a global scale. A geostorm.
Wow.
Yeah, we got.
I forgot he already did that.
Yeah, we got to cut off tornadoes and hurricanes. Wow, FEMA, how come y'all didn't think about that? Apparently, nature's got a light switch.
Just a pack of CG tornadoes destroying the world.
Pack of CG tornadoes
like a biker gang.
And ice. It was already around for when the world blew up. And you know what? This movie that we are talking about, because that was Geostorm right there. And this movie that we're talking about, it's almost like somebody said, you know what? With this movie, we kind of want to remake Geostorm, but not as stupid.
Right. What if we did this and we took all the stupid out of it?
What if we did that and make it good?
Yeah, like an actual drama where you care about the characters. Are you serious? Can that be done?
Yeah.
Let's just give it a shot. What do you say?
Let's see what happens, man. Crazy, I know, right? Making a good movie? Don't nobody want to hear that shit. People, the movie that they're attempting to do this with is Greenland. Greenland is a movie. It's funny. I always think of it as, Greenland, and then I was like, wait, Greenland. That's an actual place. Yeah. Because that's what I thought. I thought it was a nature film at first.
Yeah.
Greenland.
Yeah.
Saving the rainforest. But this right here, Greenland, is where they're going. Simply put, it is a movie where a comet is coming down, and that comet is bringing all his friends.
Yeah, I know.
That comet came down with a party. He brought his boys.
Well, the funny thing is, you think back to Armageddon, where you had a comet or meteor coming to Earth, and they're like, well, we got to send some miners up there to break it up. This shows you, like, yeah, had you done that, you'd have made everything much, much worse.
You just would have sped up the process. It's this comet name, was it Craig or something? Or?
Oh, what was the name of it? Because they kept saying it.
Yeah, it's something like Craig or something. It's got like some crazy ass, like just plain name.
Right.
Like it's almost ironic. It has this plain ass name, but yet it's going to destroy the world. And Craig brought his hype man with him. Just a whole trail of like of other smaller comets. That would like the opening act. And they said, but when Craig gets here, that's the finale. That's the final act right there. They say it is a extinction level event when old Craig, or whatever his name is, hits. So I'm old Craig.
No.
I got a mangina. And I'm going to destroy the world with it.
I know. I kept thinking about Calvin in life.
Well, they're selecting just a few people that they feel will be able to rebuild after old Craig comes down, everything.
And since nobody knows, when the time comes, your phone blows up. And, and wherever you are, the TV will tell you, hey, you've been selected. Your family, get over here.
Get over here. Don't ask why.
And they really, I'm like, man, y'all need to make this more discreet, because everybody else who was around was like, wait, you going?
Yeah.
Shit, bullshit.
No, not me. Motherfucker, you on TV right now. Let me see. You have been selected. Is this your show?
I don't know how they got there. It's probably on your TV if you go home.
I'm sure you got one too. But yeah, the bunkers are being built in Greenland, and if you can get there in time, you might be able to live through this and perhaps save the world. This is about the man that, of course, did everything wrong. He was there. Oh shit, I forgot. I forgot this thing in the car. Hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You know, disaster movies are like horror movies. Nobody ever comes right back. Oh shit, the comet's coming down. Oh, that's okay. I'll go to the car and get this thing real quick. I'll be right back. Ain't nobody ever coming right back. And of course, if you ain't coming right back, that means you got a journey to try to find safety one way or another. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Greenland.
Is this Clark, this interstellar comet? Right? I mean, big news.
I don't see Clark.
Oh, maybe he's still...
Clark, that's his name,
yeah,
Clark.
Yeah. Craig. Craig is slow. Craig is supposed to be here, but he's still asleep.
Clark ain't no better, man. Shit, you know, when I'm thinking of like a comet that's going to destroy it, I'm thinking like Brutus or something like that.
Yeah, but if you tell the world Comet Brutus is coming by, everybody's going to panic.
Shit, I'd even
But you say Clark, they're like, Clark ain't
nobody.
Shit.
Shit,
He probably wears glasses. I ain't worried about him.
I'd scared comet with glasses. I'd scared out of Gerard Butler. I need to come to Osmandius or something. Xerxes or some shit. Yeah, I get your ass quaking right there.
Dad. Whoa. Where are they going?
I don't know. When the first chunk is about to hit.
Only shit, when you see planes flying and then a comet coming too, that is not a good mix.
No, not a good sign at all.
That means shit going down.
Let's go in the ocean. Would you look at that?
Perimeter breach. Perimeter breach. Runway 33.
Those might as well be zombies.
Or Black Friday.
Black again, zombies. Boy, they left a crack open in the gate and all motherfuckers
yeah, just mobbed.
Blew those planes up. It just took one crack in the door.
Yeah, just one guard who turned around and lighted a cigarette.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Runway 33.
Y'all thinking, well, I guess it was only a matter of time. I guess we'd do to get some old disaster porn.
Right.
Because
that's what I thought. This movie started, and it mentioned comets and the end of the world, and I see Gerard Butler pop up, and I was like, oh shit, not this again.
Shit. Yeah, just you know what? Please end it all, man.
Yeah.
Please.
What kind of schlock? And you know what? I'm gonna pause this and go do something for a while and come back.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people looking at this and they're thinking, you know, oh shit, here we go. We're coming up with this this disaster porn. Now you know, like that good old disaster porn that they had back in you know, when people were actually scared that the end of the world was right around the corner from Mother Nature. You know, things like when 2012, what do you call it, the what is it, the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar. You know, of course, it was only a matter of time when everybody was scared. Hollywood was like, how can we cash in on that? They made a movie called 2012. Yeah, you know, they had all these movies, man. There's too many to even
The Day
list.
Before Tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
or is it The Day After Tomorrow?
The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
There was one with The Rock where he was on water.
San Andreas.
San Andreas. Yeah, people. You know, these movies were pretty much giving the audience an apocalyptic amusement park ride.
Yes, they were big special effects shows.
Yeah, through a big spectacle of fiery death. What this movie wants to do right here, this movie wants to tell more of the human side of the story. And in order to do that, it realizes that it has to focus on the dynamic between people. The dynamic between people is more important. A lot of time the destruction, I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell by the trailer, but a lot of times the destruction's in the background.
It takes a back seat.
Yeah, man. A lot of times destruction is straight in the background. even when it's going on, and you saw that in the trailer, you know, the scene with the fireballs coming down, the mini comets or whatever. You know, when you see that coming down, man, if you notice, it's still, you see it happening. You can't miss it. It is a spectacle, but it's still centered on character. It's still centered on the point of view of the characters.
It's so on ground level that what you're seeing mostly is the effect of it. And you're not following individual rocks on their flight path just to go, ooh, how cool that is.
Yeah, they're not in literal car chases with comets.
Right.
They're people. I'm telling you, one of these movies, The Day After Tomorrow, that they were talking about, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Cold actually got to the door.
Yeah.
And it chased people.
And went, shit. Yeah. Almost got him.
Candy ground.
People, yeah, they're not doing that here. If you notice that they're focusing on the consequences of what's happening. If you're following people, you're not following the destruction of the comets. You're following the character. You're getting it from their point of view. You see, he's like, damn, they fucked him up.
Yeah, I know.
I feel bad for that guy.
Yeah, you just figured there's a point where you was like, I'm just not even gonna look at what's happening to other people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's very much it focuses a lot on all the chaos and danger that come indirectly from the chaos and danger.
Yeah, man. I will tell you this though. When they do focus on the destruction, they do it when they want to show you how they blow up a whole city. They do it when they blow up Florida.
They're slammed into northern Siberia.
What? My turret.
They said, you know what? Hey, we all might be dead, but we can go out with the satisfaction of knowing that Florida went first.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit that on that part, I thought, well, no, is that a big loss, really? No. I mean, if it stops right here, the country can come together.
Yeah, man. What's it, Carl? What is this thing called? Clark. Yeah, you know, we can all at least thank Clark for that. Clark, fuck you, but thank you for that. At least you took that motherfucker out first.
Yeah, you took out a big problem. Now, if you could just stop and move on, we'll be cool.
Shit, Clark, I'm doing y'all a favor, man. Before you die, can I get a thank you? It runs through the tropes of a disaster movie, man. You know, you start this out where you get to know the family at the beginning. You know, you so that you can feel for them later. You get that moment where Gerard Butler comes in. I forgot his character's name, but he comes in. He has the moment with his son. The "I love your son" moment. We get to see him and his wife. The wife's name is Allison. It's a girl from Deadpool.
Yeah,
what's her name?
Marina Baccarin.
Yeah, you know, we get to see them argue. They're having problems, but hey, maybe this apocalypse will be bringing them closer together. You know, there for the kid when they have to protect their family. You know, we see all of that. We also see the crumbling of society too. You know, everybody turns on each other immediately. Even Gerard Butler in the movie, he's just kind of like, shit, that didn't take long at all. We see the people who are out there turning on each other, the looting. We even see people partying. You know, it would be, look, it goes so fast. It would seem crazy if that shit wasn't happening in real life right now.
Exactly.
And we don't even have a comic coming.
Yeah. Prior to 2020, I'd be like, man, y'all are kind of blowing this up a bit. Now I'm like, yeah, it tracks.
People, they fight each other over a comet, like something that's life threatening. We killing each other over votes and lies.
Yeah, and not wanting to wear a mask to protect other people.
Yeah, and mask. But you know, we'll say that focusing on the human element it really does bring up for a better dynamic in a lot of things, even the action scenes in this, man.
They mean something.
Yeah, they do. There's again, you know, you really start to feel the like there is consequence with things happening here. And they also have just some, the more intimate some of these action scenes go, sometimes they're cooler. They got a cool ass fight scene in the back of a truck.
Yeah.
I won't tell you what goes down, but it's they start fighting, the truck starts swerving, and it's pretty well choreographed, and it's also very suspenseful too. I really appreciated how they handled their take on a disaster movie, man. I think it works on a lot of levels.
I think so as well. It's funny because, like I said, early on watching it, I was ready to blow it off. I was like, man, I don't want to see this shit. And just seeing the dynamic between the family, the husband and wife, how they are on the rocks. And I was like, this actually feels like a real couple struggling, like the way they're arguing with each other. It's not a bunch of histrionics. But the longer it went on, getting to know them and with the situation and the chaos, I felt anxiety through the majority of this movie. And normally with these movies, I don't.
Yeah.
I was just like, you just watch it. But I had just like the pit of my stomach was just dropping because just the way things would happen, the way they were getting separated. And it's like, wow, just that little bit, and that's all it takes.
Yep.
And then the people they run into. And the people they run into, they weren't completely savage or evil. You could see their motivation. It was just like, man, y'all letting fear and desperation get to you. But I imagine this is how this would play out.
Yeah, that's another thing. They just really showing people just scared, man.
Yeah.
And people just doing things because they're panicked. They don't know what else to do. At the same time, we're talking about how these people were savage to each other and how they're mean to each other and turn against each other. But I also really appreciate that they showed a lot of scenes with service people. I'm trying to find a still with something like that here. I don't really have anything like that to show you, but in the movie, they run across a lot of military. They run across a lot of emergency aid people. They run across a lot of healthcare workers, and there's more people who are not only compassionate, but just willing to put them, put everybody else above themselves. And they'll tell you straight up, I don't even have a ticket for this shit. I'm just doing my job because somebody got to live.
Right.
I thought that was cool. And those scenes actually, when they play out like they feel like actual real life disaster scenarios. Like the people who are playing those roles, they actually feel like military people. They actually feel like workers. They do. We've all been in situations where things are getting kind of crowded, things are getting kind of hectic, and there's always somebody there. Come on, move, or somebody, can I help you, ma'am? Follow me over here. Let's try to get this thing settled. All of it feels pretty authentic.
It does. Because you figure, especially watching a movie, if somebody hysterical, like, I can't find my child, it's just going to be everybody being shitty to them. Like, I don't care, move on, get out of here, do this. And they flip that. Yeah, no, I really love those scenes. And I love when we have scenes where it really feels authentic to real life. Of course, we go to movies to escape, but sometimes when you can mimic life and it feels really authentic, I'm just drawn in even more. I kind of lose myself that I'm watching a movie. And I did at points in here, which is scary as hell because this movie had me on edge the whole time. I'm watching this at 6 in the morning. I said, I ain't sleeping the rest of the day. Shit, I'm gonna put my head down thinking like comets are coming down and shit. It's scary, man. It is. Something else I was appreciative of? After what we just saw with Songbird, it was nice to see an end of the world movie that wasn't exploiting the coronavirus.
That is true. Actually took a very sympathetic approach to it. This dynamic between people raises us above the standard disaster movie, especially when you introduce this system of the lottery. As we were saying before, certain people got picked and you got to show up right then and there. Now, why they call these people at the last minute, I don't know.
I know. I know.
That's the only dumb thing about this movie. I don't know why they waited for these people to tell them like 24 hours before this comment hits. They should have got a message like a week before saying, hey, some shit is going down. Don't tell anybody. Quietly pack your bags and meet us over here. Don't say shit.
I mean, unless it was the way they worked it out was, if we tell somebody early and they let this leak, it's gonna screw up everything.
Because
we've done all the models and we know what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
And if they make it, they make it. If they don't, we'll just get along with whoever we got.
Because the moment they find out you had a Willy Wonka golden ticket, or you had a wristband to that festival, that concert, imagine having that wristband that attracts. It's like a magnet. It attracts everybody that wants to kill you. I mean, they told, and that's what I'm saying, man. They should have known that there would be situations where Gerard Butler's character, he's having a cookout at home and had the whole neighborhood over.
Had all his friends over. Everybody's having a great time.
And that shit came up and saying, hey, get to the base right now because everybody's about to die. Like, look at that little black kid. Like, I'm about to kill all you. You ain't leaving me behind right here. Shit, fuck you. Look at it. Both of them about to kick his ass right here.
Oh, they were having such a good time.
And that shit came up and they put it on TV everything. And he like, I don't know what's happening. Like, bitch, you on channel 3 right now. Had a lot of respect for this movie, man. And I look at things that they do here. Like, I'm looking at Gerard Butler, man. So I like the approach that they took with Gerard Butler in the movie.
He's not CIA. He
not
doesn't work for the president. He's not a badass.
He's just a dude.
Just a dude.
And the thing is, they even said, they don't even try to hide his accent, his Scottish accent.
It's thicker than ever.
Oh, no, it's there. I mean, they even try to because they said, look, we've heard his quote unquote American accent, and that shit always goes into Sean Connery territory.
Yeah, right.
Motherfucker always turns into James Bond at some point.
Right.
And that just you're Scottish, all right? Once you start running from that comment, ain't nobody gonna care.
It's gonna be hard to hold the accent while you're running.
Yeah, exactly. When you screaming and shit, I don't think screaming has an accent too. Like looking at him, like the 6-pack is gone. His arms got just a little bit thinner. There's even a point in here because he looks like an average guy. There's even a point here where somebody said, man, how much you weigh? He's like, 180, 185. I'm like, bitch, please.
No.
I'm looking at you right now. You want to keep lying, I'm going to leave your ass there to get fucking burnt up.
All right, 205.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. God damn it.
Lying son of a bitch. I'm looking at you.
I love that. Come on, man.
Come on, brother. Shit, I saw 300, man. You ain't 185 in that. I'm looking at your ass right now. You ain't 185 in real life. Yeah, man. I tell you, it might be weird for a little bit seeing him in a movie where there's a lot of explosions going on, where there's a lot of action, and he's not an action hero. I'll tell you, man, in the movie, he's running scared most of the time. He's worried. I've seen where he played an action hero and he's beat up a lot of things, man. He's beat up a lot of people, but he gets his ass whooped a couple of times.
Sure.
If he does get a lick in, it's luck.
Yeah, it's not one of those where people are coming up on him and you're like, oh shit, he's about to tear it up.
Yeah.
Let's see it. You like, man, I don't know if he's gonna make it.
Yeah, exactly. No, shit. But I love it that they have things where they're working through the story a little bit. That he's Scottish, so
sure. No, they do. They play into it.
Shit, they just give him enough, but they're like, yeah, man, don't bring that fucking fake American accent in here. Motherfucker, we seen movies. Every time you do an American accent, a bagpipe start playing. Shit, that shit turns to you. Get out of here with that shit. You ain't 185. You ain't American. You a fat Scottish motherfucker. I like it, man. I keep telling people Gerard Butler has made some movies where the movies got on our nerves. I like Gerard Butler, man.
Same here. Yeah, it's not like I see Gerard Butler and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. I just go like, oh, it's one of these movies. But now that he's done this, I have to go because this is the first movie of his I've liked in a long time. I can't remember the last one. So now I got to think differently about him.
No, I've always liked Gerard Butler, man. I really have. I like Gerard Butler a lot.
I always feel like he's wasted. Like he's in the movie. I was like, he deserves better than this.
Yeah, exactly, man. I've always liked his personality. I always thought he was a very charismatic guy, man. I really enjoyed the approach they took with all of this, man.
Speaking it's Gerard Butler's movie because he's got top billing, but I also really like Marina Baccarin in it.
Oh yeah,
as the wife, and I was nervous when she first shows up, in as much as she's a really good, strong actress for holding her own, as we saw, in so many things, but Deadpool 1, and then with Deadpool 2, she's relegated to being the wife that's off screen most of the time. And her showing up as the wife here, especially with the friction between them, I was like, man, are you just going to have her play the killjoy wife, the cliche killjoy wife, and it's one of these things where it's like a Liam Neeson movie where you hate the wife, so you let him succeed, and that's not what they do. The story is equally hers.
I ain't gonna lie either. In the beginning, she was being that character in a movie where she was getting on my nerves because she was screeching about everything. You know, she every time early on, and just something you guys got to get used to because it slows off.
Well, she was being cold to it.
Oh yeah. Well, she would come in with people, and she just immediately come in. Where's my son? I gotta find my son. It's like shit.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck. I can help you if you fucking stop screeching. And that got on my nerves. But what happens with these characters is that they all have to hold their own in scenes because they all have these micro adventures where they all get split up. The kid gets split up, and they all have this. They all have their time, and they all are able to like be real characters, if only for a moment here before they all get back together. So that was really cool the way they split the whole family up, man. And they all just, you know, it wasn't like they were gone long, but they all did have their own time, you know, separate path.
I just had so much anxiety during all that.
I did too, man. That kid has a great storyline. I love the resolution with that too.
Yeah.
I can't say what it is, but little man handled it.
He did.
Yeah, man. This has been out for a while. This came out in France, I believe.
In Denmark.
In Denmark.
Yeah.
I know it's been out in Europe for a while. I guess they gave it to them first because they're going to blow up Europe first in the movie. They're like,
oh,
shit,
that's right.
Europe's gone.
Yeah, we want to let you guys know what's happening. Don't tell nobody, though.
But I think this actually came out maybe even... Oh, no, I'm thinking of another movie. So this came out early 2020 or maybe in the summer of 2020. But it was out in some other places. I don't know if it's just getting here now, but I don't know. Maybe you've seen it already. But if you haven't, I know it's having its official release here in America this Friday. So besides just kind of going through some of the same patterns that we see with every disaster movie, and for a while for me trying to get through, you know, I won't say it had a slow start because they get right into it, but it had a very standard start. And the characters were a couple of them were kind of getting on my nerves in the beginning. But other than that, I give this a high matinee. It's, we haven't had this for a while. So if you're looking for a smart disaster movie, and I will tell you, we have not had that in a while. You know, the smartest ones we had fucking giant dinosaurs in them and Godzilla and giant apes. So
yeah, it's been a while.
So yeah. But if you're looking for just a natural disaster movie, with some smarts behind it, with some really good writing, especially for its characters, check this one out, man. I really enjoyed this.
The last smart disaster movie I can remember was that movie The Impossible. Do you remember?
I didn't even see that.
Oh, you didn't? With Ewan McGregor and
Tom Holland.
Was it Tom Holland?
Little Tom Holland?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And that was one where the disaster hits first, and then it's all about the family trying to get back to each other. And it's a harrowing adventure. And man, they get pretty messed up over the course of it. And that was the last time I saw something like this where I felt that. Because normally you're like, all right, just let it play out and watch the special effects. And there was a point where this came together after everything everybody's been through, and it had this bittersweet end. But it's like, all right, well, I guess things are gonna work out. And then I looked at the progress bar and saw there was 25 minutes left, and I was like, oh shit, no, it's not gonna work out. This is we got a long way to go. This was a big surprise for me, and something I would highly recommend. It's a low full price.
I don't know if it's going to theaters. It's probably in some theaters out there. This shit, I mean, one of the things I can say about it that it did not happen with all these other disaster movies, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It did. Shit, that cop might as well have been wearing a hockey mask and had a machete coming down. It scared the shit out of me. I was really, I mean, this is what happens when you have characters that feel like they are relatable. It feels like the situation can really happen, which I'm sure it could, you know, but
they don't skimp on the special effects, but they don't overdo it.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, folks, it's worth checking out. It was a very, very pleasant surprise right here.